Clothes.
You want clothes?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean? What happened? I'll give you clothes when I'm done. Mommy's on the phone. I'll give you clothes when I'm done. Or you can look in your room and find your own. Okay. Okay. All right. So, good morning, Grand Rising, good day, happy Tuesday, happy Mars Day. Um, today, let people come in. I'll give it a second, and then I'm just gonna talk. So, good morning, good day. Make sure you pop in and say good morning. Make sure you say hello, hello, hello. Um, I put it in the thing, but I don't know how many of y'all read these joints where it says trigger warning. So I'm just going to redo that right now. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Um, but make sure you come in and say hi, say good morning. So today, um, I'm going to, I'll start with what I saw and then I'll start with what prompted it. So, hi, I'm Ianifa Dania Faomi Shango. I'm an Ifa priestess, spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora. I am also a victor because I will never consider myself anything more than that. But I am also a victor who has experienced various forms of SA um, and still feel whole in my body. I have a healthy relationship with my sensual energy. But I saw something and I was mad triggered. And I was like, you know what? And then I'm like sitting at my altar doing divination and like rage comes up and it's like, just say what you feel. And I'm perfectly okay with people not agreeing. I'm perfectly okay if I lose some friends because if I lose you after this, then you wasn't really a friend. And that's just really how I feel about the situation. This is not one of those topics where I can agree to disagree. This is not one of those topics for me because it's personal. It's not one of those topics where I can agree to disagree. From a spiritual aspect, I know for me, my mission is by and large part allowing me to bring harmony to my feminine and masculine energies and standing in my truth and my authenticity and encouraging others to do the same. There's also healing that I know. I could talk about what a doula is, and I'll do it super fast and then I'll get back to the topic at hand. So, a doula, regardless of whether it's a birth doula, a death doula, or for me, an awakening doula, is someone that acts as an advocate and a support system for those on a specific transitional, transformational journey, whether it's a birth doula helping the mother go through that birth journey and helping her have an advocate for what she and her baby need for their own wellness, whether it is a death doula, because I'm also a death doula, that helps somebody that is going through the journey from going from this life and transitioning to the ancestral realm. As a death doula, might support my friends in advocating for themselves. What does transition look like in a way that honors them? Do they want, for imagery, a lot of people, what you'll see is you will see the priestesses who are anointing the Pharaoh with oils and putting silks on the Pharaoh as he's resting and getting ready to transition. As a medium, in that role, a lot of times people will talk about their family members going to that transition and they're talking about things that they don't understand what they're talking about. As a medium, I can actually support that in that because they may be channeling and not able to communicate because they're both here and there at that point. So I can actually bring clarity. Understanding, hey, when you become an ancestor, what do those offerings need to look like? And documenting that for the friend to give to the family. So when it's time to put them on the shrine, they know what offerings, they know what things to do and give, and they don't have to like try to figure it out. So And so, as a spiritual awakening doula, I am an advocate for people going through a spiritual awakening, giving them that support system of somebody they want to talk to, somebody they need to lean on. They're developing these gifts. They don't know what to do. They don't know who to go to. As a spiritual awakening doula, I basically do the same kind of work, guiding them through their awakening in a way that feels right, whole, and nourishing to them. So that's to answer your question. So to the topic at hand, essay. Um, uh, exactly. I saw a post, and the post basically was talking about the accountability for women who end up in situations where they're harassed, assaulted, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll be honest, and like I said, this is not a debate discussion. I do not care. So the logic of the individual is that women put themselves in the position to be assaulted. They put themselves in position to experience SA. So someone who has had this happen in multiple occasions, I want to debunk a few things because I have personally experienced it. I first experienced it at 9. I'm 9 years old, 9. Now I definitely went through puberty early. But still, I was 9. I still very much look like 9. I played like a 9-year-old. I did 9-year-old stuff. So when the 18, 19-year-old came to me, I was also very self-conscious about myself. I was really self-conscious. I have a gap. I'm darker than everybody else. I was really self-conscious. And even with the love, and that's the other illusion, the love and adoration and upliftment that my parents gave to me, they were not with me 24 hours a day. And so someone was able to come in, and I lost my flower to them. It wasn't until 4 years ago, how long we've been separated? 3 years ago, where I could actually use the M word in relationship to what happened. But I have been a tomboy most of my life. T-shirts, shorts, tennis shoes. I have been a tomboy most of my life. So the idea that there was something I did that I needed to be accountable for in order for this to happen, the only thing I did was be someone who just simply wanted to be loved, who just simply wanted someone to like me. That's what I did. So that was the first instance. Maybe a year later, it might not a whole year. I'm going to give it a year. A year later, by then I'm in, we'll say maybe 2 years ago, because by then I was in middle school. So I'm in middle school. I'm still very much a tomboy. This particular day, I have on a white tee, gray sweatpants, and black Air Forces. Now, it's 2023. I'm carrying black Air Force energy. So I've got black Air Forces on. There's nothing, again, white tee, gray sweatpants, black Air Forces. And I was still assaulted, still in my home. Why? I wanted you to play Super Mario Brothers. I had just got Super Mario Brothers for Hanukkah. I was excited to buy my game. I said, hey, come play Super Mario Brothers with me. My siblings are asleep. Come play Super Mario Brothers with me. That's what my expectation was, is to get on this video game. Let's get on this Nintendo. And yet and still, looking like a whole boy, I was still assaulted. Please tell me where the accountability in my entire, like this whole, well, you make yourselves look sexual. No. Every time I see someone that looks like this, you sound like Master talking about Black women and we're built this way and that makes us objects. That's who y'all sound like. I was walking down the street, leaving my homegirl house. Once again, basketball shorts and a t-shirt and some sneakers. I'm maybe 8th grade. Yeah, it's 8th grade. I'm in the 8th grade. 2 dudes ride up on me on a bike. And they're trying to harass me. They like literally drug me to the side of somebody's house, and I knew the person's house. And because I'm severely intelligent, I figured I could outwit them. I'm like, I don't want to do this here. Take me home. They're like, there are people at your house, which means they had been watching me this whole time because they knew which house was mine. There are people at your house. No, there's not. There's a cookout happening at the house next door. They're just parked in front of my house. I was able to lure them to my house where there were, in fact, people, where my dad and all of my uncles were there, all 6'12" of them standing in the house. I was able to run into the house. I'm like, stay in here, stay out here, stay out here. They had every intention of assaulting me. But after the last assault, I made it my business to never be assaulted again. I lifted weights, I walked a lot, and I used my wits to keep myself protected. But there was nothing about the way I had any clothes on. And even if I did, a predator is going to prey, period. A predator is going to prey, period. If you're someone that is a predilection to assault, you're going to do it, period. There is nothing that's going to stop you. Locked doors don't stop people from breaking into houses because they'll just break the window. If that is who you are, if that's your character, it has nothing to do with gender either. This is not a besmirchment on men. This is a besmirchment of men of ill character, men of ill faith and ill will. And the fact that some of you don't even realize that you have these dudes as your homeboys. I had to sit at lunch after I was assaulted and listen to a table 2 tables away discuss my assault like I said yes. I'm sitting at lunch and I'm listening to people who want to come smile on my face later, talk to my rapist, and him tell the story from his perspective like I said yes. There are certain things, even to this day at 44 years old, I can't let anybody do because it makes me think of that moment. So when I sit and I listen to dudes talk about what women need to do to make sure this doesn't happen, what did I need to do then? I'm sitting in a home, or what was supposed to be my home. My homeboy, I keep a hive. Like, I'm one of those that I attract a hive. I'm the mother and I attract a bunch of dudes and we hang out together. I'm sitting there. One's in the front with his girlfriend. We're watching TV. Everything's all well and good. T-shirt and shorts once again. I'm good. I'm good. And it was 5 of them. It was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please stand up. Let's go ahead and tell you that I am Omosho and I am Yemoja, and Ogun stays close to me. And even though I didn't know who the Orishas were, please understand they have always been with me because I'm this weight-wise, I'm heavier, but generally speaking, I'm the same size. I was 5'4.5", 5 dudes, and at least 3 of them were larger than me. Please understand that I fought every dude off, which you wasn't going to do that day. Tell me where my personal accountability needed to be. Y'all always want to put it on us when these niggas is disgusting that do this. Why ain't you patrolling the streets hunting them down? Why ain't you finding them? That's because you hanging out with them. You don't even realize they say that creepy predatory stuff in front of you, and you don't even realize it. I had to block somebody because they figured out where I lived. I won't talk about how they figured out. And so they're like, yo, I'm gonna come see you. No, you're not. I didn't invite you to my house. I didn't even tell you where I lived. Why would you come to my house? Not only that, I got a boyfriend. Like, you can't come to my house. I got a boyfriend. And I didn't tell you where I lived. I didn't invite you. And their last comment was, I didn't ask you about your boyfriend. See, Your dudes be saying stuff like this. You don't even realize who you hanging with. You hanging out with the predators. You hanging out with these rapists. You don't even realize, but you feel like it's us. It ain't us. I could walk down the street in a three-piece suit. The fact that I have all of the lady parts, if he is a rapist or a predator, he gonna harass me, period. You need to stop acting like it's our fault that some of these dudes out here is nasty, and it is not all men. Understand, I have laid in the bed next to a brother. We're just friends. We fell asleep. We talking and hanging out. Don't touch me. That means it has nothing to do with men and everything to do with character. It has nothing to do with men and everything to do with character. I got a whole squad full of homeboys that can come to my house and it don't matter what I have on. Tank top, boy shorts, and guess what? Not a single one of them have ever tried to hurt me. Not one. Not one has ever tried to hurt me, and every last one of them will go to war for me. It has nothing to do with men and everything to do with character. And it has nothing to do with what we have on. If it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Please understand, I am raising gods, not men. And understand, they will understand she can be butt naked. I don't give a. She ain't asking you for shit unless she come and ask you. And that's a period. If she don't come to you and say, hey, what that mouth do? If she don't come to you and say, what you holding? And even then, even in the moment, if she gets an inkling in the moment, because in that moment, see, that's what y'all realize. That particular act is a harmonizing of masculine and feminine energy. Thus, it puts us so close to God, our intuition is loud. This is why sometimes you will be in the moment, feeling like you want this moment, feeling like you need this moment, and something will, don't do this. Your intuition, your God self woke up and said, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And in that moment, I don't care what your gender is. The moment you say, yo, I'm done. I am so sorry to hear that, beloved. I'm so sorry. Please know you are held. Please know that you are held. In that moment, if you say no, that's it. That's it. That's it. And understand, I have had those moments. And they were like, I have been with the man that I love. And he purposely, with intention, didn't try anything for months because he wanted me to know it was not about that. It was emotional. It was mental. It was spiritual. Understand, don't let nobody tell you this is a man thing. It's not. It's an individual character. These people are individualized. And let me tell you that even with every experience that I have had, every possible reason I could have to fear and have disdain for men, especially my brothers, I love them so freaking much. There is nothing like the smell of a Black man. There is nothing like the walk of a Black man. There is nothing like his audacity. There is absolutely nothing like it in this world. And I'm speaking as a bi woman. Sisters, y'all can get it too if I was single. But I love Black men. I love everything about them. I love them. It's not all of them. It's not. But I need the ones walking in their God self to understand it behooves them to protect us. It behooves them to stop emulating the master's words. You don't have to keep echoing these words that our ancestors heard on the plantation that said we have to give up our bodies in order for us to be safe. We shouldn't have to do anything other than exist. That is all we are asking to do. Just like all they are asking to do is exist, we are always need ourselves to exist. It is the idea that we can't simply exist. We can't be ourselves. We have to be something else because if we be ourselves, we have to make ourselves safe. We shouldn't have to do that. Just like our children shouldn't have to do that. I realized recently there are a lot of Odus that talk about protecting womb holders, that talk about it like it's specifically in their holy scripture to look after and protect womb holders, not because we're weaker, but because we are revered and honored. It's because we are special and sacred. And divine feminine energy, not woman. Woman is a gender, it's a physical thing. Divine feminine energy is limitless, it is boundless. It is the energy of it's our sexual energy. It is our ability to create and bring anything we desire into existence, however that needs to manifest in our being. I don't care what she wears. If she is wearing it in her authenticity, and it is different to do something because you feel like you have no choice, to feel like you can't express in any other way because they won't see you. That's a different energy. But if this is just you, this is how you are, this is how you're comfortable, by all means, go off. Go off. And you shouldn't feel unsafe in that. You shouldn't feel unsafe in that. At what point are we going to be tired of emulating the colonizers? Like, when are we going to get tired of it? When are we going to say, hey, you know what? I'm done. I'm done doing the work for them. Because that's all you're doing, is you're doing the work for them. You're doing the work for them. And my intention, if anyone was triggered, is one, I put a trigger warning in the beginning. I'm sending you love, sending you love. I know I cried, but consider you just watch me give myself a spiritual bath. I'm okay. I am absolutely okay. Miss Medusa came up in my reading as like, go ahead and rage. Go ahead and rage. Because I don't ever tell this story from a place of anger. I don't ever tell this story from a place of anger. I always tell it from a very soft place. And today is not that day. Please understand, if you are somebody that feels like because I wear something and it looked good on me and it looked good to somebody else, that they are immediately allowed to violate my person, my space, my privacy. I need you, if you are a friend, unfriend me, because we ain't friends. And that's on period. We ain't friends. Understand it. We are not friends. If that's your logic, this ain't one of those, oh my God, we can agree to get. No, we ain't friends. And I mean that with my whole chest. We ain't friends, because that means I can't be safe around you. That means I can't be safe around you. My kids can't be safe around you. My friends can't be safe around you. I can't be safe around you. I need to know that if I'm in a place and I got this form-fitting skirt on and the girls are sitting where they're supposed to sit, giving what they are supposed to give, that the first time somebody says something to me that is inappropriate, you finna step up. And that's period. Because guess what? I don't care. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with him being a man and everything to do with his character. Everything to do with his character. And please understand that what I don't do physically, spiritually, it will be handled. What won't happen physically, I absolutely no quarter. None whatsoever. None. What I love is that when I tell my boyfriend that I'm feeling something off and I'm feeling unsafe and unsecure, and he talks to me and he checks on my energy when he's not present. But he reminded me the other day, I ain't got nothing to worry about in his presence. And that's period. That's period. I'll send him a picture. I'm like, I'm out and about. I might have the little short white shorts on and the tank top. Legs is doing what the legs is supposed to do. They go all the way up. You know what he doesn't say to me? To change my clothes. You know what he doesn't say to me? Anything that indicates that what I have on is an invitation to somebody else. He appreciates me. And I'm not one of those, like, these are going to do what they do regardless. I try to keep them, but at the end of the day, certain, they're beyond the letter D. They're going to do what they're going to do regardless. I might be 5'5", but my legs are giving 5'10". They're going to do what they do regardless. He does not give that. There's no there. I don't need to be accountable for anything other than my good character. That's it. That's what I'm accountable for. I'm accountable for the energy that I give off. I'm accountable, like if you come in my presence, if you feel like you can be your authentic self, I am accountable for you feeling safe and secure to be your authentic self with me. I'm accountable for the fact that I give off. I'm a purveyor of love, light, and illumination and good feelings and good hugs. That's what I am accountable for. The fact that you got nasty energy and you have bad character, that is what you are accountable for. That's what you are accountable for. So understand, like, you don't like, no. And I had to get this off my chest because I never ever want to feel like the people I care about think this way. And I had to do this because I've been like sitting on it. Like I've been sitting on it. I like looked at it. I didn't comment. I didn't say anything, and it just bothered me. And it was wild to me because the story that was told. This sister was at a pool party. A pool party. Like, what do you wear to a pool party? Are we wearing muumuus to a pool party now? She talked about the fact that, she's going to a pool party. She's got a bathing suit on, and dudes slap on her butt. First off, this is why I say you need, as womb holders, we do need homeboys of good character around us. If I text 911 to my hive, the bees is coming to buzz. No questions asked. They're coming. They're coming. No questions asked. And at least 2 of them are coming. They're coming. They're coming. I will buzz them and they will come. If you need that, you need that in your life because we're supposed to look out for each other. Where they look out for me physically, I look out for them spiritually. I speak prayer over them. I speak prayer over them. I ask the Most High to look out for them. I ask for their ancestors to look out for them. If I get a niggling, a nudge or something, because I don't purposely read anybody, but because they're close to me and I love them, every once in a while I'll get a thing and I'll send them a message. Hey, if you can stay home today, stay at the house. I'll send something like that. See, it's the notion that only men protect. That's not true. That's not true. We protect. We protect. We just don't always protect in the same way. We offer protection in the way that feels most natural to us. And for me, like the power of the word and prayer is most proficient. If I'm praying over you, understand you are going to be well guarded and protected because I know I'm armed and dangerous spiritually. Armed and dangerous. But this notion that I don't know how many brothers sat through this. I don't know how many are going to watch the playback on Facebook or who's going to watch the playback on YouTube when it uploads. But my hope, my intention is that they understand the call to action. That they understand at some point they got to decide, are you pro-Black or nah? Because I feel like every time you try to diminish yourself first, you are more than just protectors, providers, and really? You really sound like all you want to be is human when you were mid-size. That's what you sound like. You sound like you want to keep playing small when the Most High is asking to be the cosmic celestial beings that you have always been on this earth. But because the slave master made you feel small, you have shrunk and limited yourself to these boxes and these ideologies that make you feel like you're important because you exist. You are important because you exist. And the love that is aligned to you will come forward when you stand in your full self. You will keep getting scraps and chickens and all of the other things because you ain't even being your whole self. womb holders, it is the same. I need us to act like we know we carry the gateway to heaven and earth literally in our body. Even if we have that specific organ removed, the portal between God and humans is in us. You don't need nobody to lead you nowhere when the place you're trying to go resides in your body. You trying to find the creator when you've got the seat of creation in between your legs. Please make this make sense. It is at that moment when both you and your brothers realize who you both are and how you harmonize when you come together. Oh, it's going to be a powerful, powerful thing. We are not in competition with one another. The notion that these women coming up and they're getting these jobs and they're abundant, they're making more money. Abundance is a mindset and an energy, and it operates in the feminine. Please understand the actions taken to give the abundant may come from masculine, but the notion that we are abundant, that is feminine energy. And considering we got this whole section of our person that is completely dedicated to feminine energy, we're supposed to attract money. That's what we're supposed to do. If we were sitting in Yoruba land, you would go out and you would get the meats and the plants and the things, you would bring them home, and guess who would go to the marketplace and make the money? When you look at some of these videos of marketplaces, who do you see? Women working, making money. That's what's bringing. It's in your face and you're ignoring it. You see the women in the marketplace making the money, bringing that home. You see the men bringing them the things to take to the market, but the ultimate person who is the entrepreneur making the money is the women. We are not against you. Things keep trying to rebalance. And what you don't realize, I heard someone say, like, it's almost like both parents have to be working, both people in the relationship have to be working. Did you ever consider that the creator is trying to get us to work together, thus put everything in place, move the dominoes and the chess pieces into place to force us to work together? To put us in position to where one person is not ever carrying the load, that we are both working together. Why? Because innately we're supposed to be a group, a community. We're not meant to do this by ourselves. We're meant to do this together. But you keep acting like you want to emulate Master's house. See, your ancestors, your elders had transitioned. And so what they saw in relationship to what it should look like is Master running the show. Master's telling everybody what to do. Master's in charge. Master's taking women and doing whatever he wants to these women with no regard, no remorse. That's not what it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to continue to try to emulate this behavior. You're supposed to look and try to find a way to live in harmony with each other. This is not a call to say, Black women be afraid. No, I want you to love your brothers. And I want Black men to love themselves and understand just because he's a dude doesn't mean that he should be your homeboy. If you find out his character is ill, you need to eradicate him from your place, period. You talk like, why is it that it seems like the brothers who are locked up get it? When they find out that you did something to harm some children or something, they handle it accordingly. Why you got to wait till you get there to realize that when they have ill character and they are the danger to your community, a danger to your sisters, a danger to your mothers, a danger to your daughters, a danger to your grandmothers. Some of these dudes is out here doing these things to grandmas. Grandma ain't wearing the right clothes. Grandma need to hold herself accountable. Come on, dog, do better. Do better. Do better. They are violent. They are predators. They are harmful because that is their character. It is not because they are men. It is because that is their character. If you are a man and you don't feel like you are harmful, violent, a predator, and you know yourself not to be that case, thank you. You know yourself to be that case. Why is it different for your brother? If you know you're not that way and you know you a whole dude, why would it be different for the next dude? It's the same. I just want you to have some common sense. That's it. I want common sense for you. I really need that for you. I love you too much to not. I did. I didn't do this because I wanted to sit on live and cry. I tell this story. In fact, I literally told this story this time last year, but I told it from this gentle place. And that's because I'm a Cancer rising, and I'm the daughter of Yemoja, and I tend to be gentle. But today my Aries moon wanted to speak. My Aries moon was like, yeah, no, 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 we're not being gentle today. We're not being gentle. Unfreaking friend me if you believe women need to be accountable for receiving sexual assault. Unfriend me. Unfriend me, unfollow me, block me. Block me. That's what I'm saying. We ain't friends. We're not anybody I want to be associated with. We ain't, just don't, no. I don't want to exchange energy with you in any capacity. If you feel like womb holders need to hold themselves accountable for the ill will and ill character of other people, no, no. What I know is, as a child, people I knew broke into my house and the doors were locked. You wanna know how they got in? They broke a window. Was there account like, did we need bars? That we needed bars on the windows in order to stay accountable? You make this make sense. It's either people are going to do bad things if they're bad people, or they're not. Or they're not. And people talk about victim blaming, and like in this case, that's really what it's giving. It's giving victim blaming. It's giving that it's I don't get it. The masters, these people would tell our ancestral mothers, well, if you weren't so curvy, I wouldn't want to do these things to you. They would, men who beat on women, or even women who beat on, like people who beat on people, period. Well, if you didn't say that, if you didn't speak up, I wouldn't get angry and I wouldn't have to hit you. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. And trust me, I have been in that position too. Like all I'm doing is lying in the bed. I'm half asleep. You come home intoxicated and decide that choking me is a great thing to do. I was in the bed doing nothing. You come home and decide that's the right thing to do. No, no, no. I'm like young teenage girl. I went through the dope boy phase, not intentionally, but apparently that's what I was attracting at the time. And he raised his hand to me one time. And fortunately, I have an affinity for large things that cut things up. And I'm like, if you touch me again, it'll be the last time you touch anyone. I wasn't doing anything but simply talking. People with ill character will do things that reflect their character. There is no amount of accountability the victim of that thing will ever be able to do to have prevented it other than not running into the person. And that's period. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing that would have prevented it. There was no onus on the person that has been harmed because someone harmed them. And understand, everyone has their own thresholds for other things. Like, I love to be complimented respectfully. I love to be complimented. Your legs look amazing. And they do. Thank you. Thank you. And I don't care who the compliment is from. Women, men, non-binaries. I don't care. I do not care. I love compliments. I love being smiled at. I still get a giggle when I'm driving down the road. Hey, shawty. I'm 44 and I still get an A, shawty. Yes. I still feel that way. Even after everything I've gone through, I am in a beautiful place where I'm not afraid of my men. I'm not afraid of them. I have concern for predators. I don't have concern for men. It's different. I don't have concern for men. I have concern for predators. I don't have any problem being complimented by men. I have a problem being harassed by them. And those two things for me are nowhere near the same. They're nowhere near the same. You could compliment me all day. I told one he was my personal fan because he liked all my stories anytime I post a picture. but he's never disrespectful. He gives me all the hearts and the eyes and the googly emojis. Never disrespectful. Never disrespectful. Contrary to the other one who I said I had a boyfriend to, and like, I'm still going to show up to the house that you did. I'm not supposed to know where you live, but I'm still going to show up at your house. No. See, that's different. See the difference, fellas? It's 2023. I feel like we should not have to tell you it's creepy, but yes, some things are creepy. And understand they've always been creepy. Social media didn't make these things creepy, because I think that's the other illusion. Social media didn't make these things creepy. They were creepy before, but where two or more come together. Most women who have experienced sexual assault, me included, do not tell anyone. I ran away from home because I was acting out trauma. I didn't tell anyone. I told a friend who, when I ran away from home, told my parents. Why? Because I was blaming myself. I am a child, blaming myself for being assaulted. Most women don't tell. What social media did is allowed men, women, trans, non-binaries to have a place where they realized they were not alone in this. And a multitude of voices to say, this has always sucked. It has never not sucked. It has sucked from the beginning of time. It has always sucked. It has always sucked. Well, you are held, sis. You are absolutely, absolutely held. I tell my story because I feel like I didn't press charges. What's wild is Facebook put the person that when I was not the person, the 10-year-old, the incident that came to my house while I was trying to play Mario Brothers, and that went back to school and told everybody something happened and didn't tell the whole story. They popped up in my people you may know on Facebook. Why? Because I never told anyone. I never told anyone. So I never pressed charges. So they've been out living their life, living their life as a, what I do hope and pray is that they never did it to anyone else. That's always that. If I have any fear, it is that the people I never told about did it to someone else. That's all that for me, that's the fear. I have to say that as a prayer, like I hope they never did it to another soul, because I would feel guilty, because I could have been the one to stop it. I could have been the one to stop them. And being so afraid of what people would say, having to retell the story over and over, I just didn't want to do it. I did not want to do it. When my parents finally found out what happened, the police all at the house, that was traumatizing unto itself. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I absolutely cannot do it. I couldn't. So social media didn't say no, it's always been trash. Ashe, thank you. It's always been trash behavior. It has never been cool. It's never been cool for you to walk up and touch somebody's body that you don't know without their permission. That has never been cool. It's never been okay. Again, you're giving slave master energy. Anytime you do that to one of your sisters, you are giving slave master energy. And I'm saying it with my whole being. That's how you sound. You sound like the slave master walking through the plantation, through the field, grabbing on sisters and stuff because he could. And his excuse was because they butts jutted out. Really? That's how you sound. That's how you sound. And if it ain't you, that's how your homeboys sound. And you need to check them on that. Period. You need to check them on it. We ain't ever going to get better until we start checking each other for the foolishness that we do. If you are someone who has found yourself in a place where you do not feel safe in your body, you don't feel safe with your brothers or whoever it is that assaulted you, please, therapy, talk about it. You have to get it out of your body. Burning bowl rituals are really amazing. I cannot tell you when I first began my conscious awakening, the first ritual I ever did was a burning bowl ritual. I wrote down all the names, everybody's names, everyone's names, and I sat under a full moon and set them ablaze. I can't tell you how satisfying it was to see their names go up in fire. Then the notion that I had anything, any blame for this, I wrote that down and released it. And I set that on fire too. I encourage you to do the practical therapy work and also the spiritual work. Do the womb heal. Like if you haven't done any work womb healing, I encourage you. Even if all you do is hold your womb and say I'm sorry and you love it, just say you love that aspect of your being. Yoni steams while you're doing it are all like when I say falling back in love with this area of my vessel is honestly what triggered me to have an awakening, because this is for a womb holder. That's our gateway. It's not simply here. We got two, because like as a womb holder in my mind, we have a third eye in two places, because this is literally a portal. So we've got a portal here and a portal here. But this one I was disconnected from. I hated it. All these things. Plus, I got polycystic ovarian syndrome that comes with its own set of. And let me tell you how that saved me. Considering that I was assaulted more than once, in neither time there was protection involved. And both times I was actively having a cycle. But I never ended up pregnant. Not once. Not even a pregnancy scare. Never ended up pregnant. Why? Because I have an infertility condition. It probably saved me from being a very, very, very young mother when I wasn't meant to be. Sometimes you have to see things from a broader perspective. I was like, my body's broken. It doesn't work, And then one day I sat and realized that I know that my polycystic ovarian syndrome has been with me all my life. All my life. That's why I had a cycle so early. And then I realized you couldn't get pregnant before. I couldn't get pregnant before. I had hormone therapy and surgery much later in my life. And gratitude, that's why my sons are here. But I couldn't get pregnant before. Protection in the most unusual ways, but protection. But this relationship with this right here, one, I felt like it was dangerous because of what I had experienced. I felt like it wasn't fair, and having to build that relationship. I hated being a girl. Hated it because of the trauma. I hated being a girl. I didn't want to be a boy, but I absolutely hated being a girl. Hated being a girl. Being able to fall in love with who I am in this part. Natural soaps, yoni steams. The lady I get my soap from, wash every sin away. I will say it every time. Every sin washed away. I felt like I had a it was brand new, brand spanking new. Like it just came out the factory. It was like, this didn't feel this way before. And then all of a sudden I'm in love with that part of my body again. And then once again, all of a sudden my connection to the creator started to come back. And that's when I had an awakening. But I had to do the other work. I had to get rid of the pain and the heartache and the blame that I had for everything that I experienced. And then I had to separate myself from people who would say things like, well, she said yes. When I was 9 years, I was 9. I was 9. I was 9. He was 19. I was 9 and he was 19. It didn't matter how many times I said yes. I was freaking 9. Juices Skincare, spelled exactly the way it sounds, juicesskincare.com. She whips all her stuff. Everything is natural. Every single product she makes is natural. She specializes in this care and skincare because she also has polycystic ovaries. So she understands the issues with us staying balanced and things like that. That's her mission, is for us to love this aspect of our being again. And then she makes soaps because she has eczema and her son has eczema. So she started making soaps. So she makes natural soap too. I use all her stuff. Yes, check her out. Check her out. And you don't have to be local. She ships. Yes, by all means, please check her out, because I told her once, I was like, I probably would not be here like this if I hadn't started using her products. And I mean that. I really do mean that. Okay, so first off, let me just apologize for making anyone cry. I know I cried earlier and I needed the spiritual bath. You know, that Scorpio eclipse energy, considering where it was in my birth chart. Yeah, this is right on time. But also for the brothers watching, listening, whether you watch it live, whether you catch the playback, this is a call to action for y'all. And if you really don't know what to do, you don't know how to address it, I have prided myself for always being safe space for my brothers. I love the fact that they can come to me and emote and talk to me and know that I hold no judgment with them. I get honored when they come to me for dudes come to me for readings and things like that. That means I have an energy that says I'm safe space. And I know that with everything going around on social media, they don't know that they have that with us. So I'm telling you, if you're like, yo, okay, I kind of want to change my mindset on things and I really have no idea where to begin, just talk to me. You don't have nobody else to talk to me, talk to me. Consider me Vegas, no judgment. But I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, some of your homeboys is predators. And if you even get an inkling that they are, you might want to check them or move yourself from their, like, remove them from your circle. And if it ends up where a whole lot of your circle is gone, then ashe. Especially, if you got daughters, you got sons, you got mamas and sisters, you don't want to have that energy around you anyway. Period. So I my thing, like I said, I don't have a shtick on social media. I always feel like I go to some of these peoples and they always got a, catchy tag or something like that. And I feel like, other than my affirmation, I don't really have that. But I do always leave an inspired action. If you are someone, I don't care what your gender, non-gender is, if you are someone who has experienced any form of harm, assault, trauma, one, release it in whatever way feels natural to you. Write it out, set it on. I promise you, if you got strong fire energy, that burning bowl ritual, fire safety, I'm not telling you to burn your house down. Do that joint outside. If you got a grill, burn it in a grill. Do it safely. Like, I don't want y'all. You told me, I didn't tell you to set your house on fire. I told you to use fire safety. Have water close by. But set that joint on fire. If you can do it outside, even better. If you can do it outside and dispose of it away from your house, even better. Even better. Get rid of it. That's it. Get rid of it. And if you have to do it multiple times, that's okay. Do it until you don't need to. Do it until you don't need to. Another technique is, this is what I did. So I lit some Palo Santo, let it cool. So it's cold to the touch, but there's still that ash on there. I wrote all the negative words, all of them. I wrote them on myself. And then I stood in the shower and washed them away. It's another way to take a spiritual bath. Wash them away. I washed them away. For womb holders, yoni steamed, listening to yoni meditations, affirming over yourself, your wellness in this area, talking to her. She's a portal to the divine. Talk to her. Ask her what she needs to help you feel and remember that you are still whole in your body. You're not broken. You're not fragmented. There's just aspects of you that you have not illuminated. The candle's gone out in those areas. You are simply looking to bring them back to light. Do that. If you are a non-womb holder, your sacral is still the seat of emotion. Emotions come out through here. They originate here. You still need to do some sacral balancing. Wear some orange. Do some sacral meditations. Do all of these things to help heal this aspect of your being, because this is also where your sexual energy is at. It's the energy of creation, and this is the creation chakra. So allowing yourself to do things that help you balance that energy. If you feel like you need more intense things, number one, therapy. I am a spiritual practitioner who goes to therapy. Therapy, 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 therapy. If you are melanated and you can get a melanated therapist, by all means do that. Absolutely do that. But therapy. The other thing is get the spiritual work done if you can. Do the spiritual. If you find you a spiritual practitioner that you trust that does energy work. Non-shameless plug, I am a certified Reiki master. I do Reiki and I do channeled energy healing. By all means, you can reach out to me and we can work something out. I have payment plans. Like, I just want to see you well. I just want to see you well. I got to pay bills, but I still want to see you well. We can work up a payment plan to make sure that you can get what you need. And embrace the energy. You're not meant to be disconnected from your sexual energy. It is the energy of creation. Sometimes when you're feeling in a mood, but you can't get to somebody, you need to create, write, make a meal, paint, color, something. You need to do something that is of the energy of creation. You need to funnel that energy in some capacity. And sometimes that's the issue with other people. They think every time they feel that way, they're supposed to do. No, sometimes you're supposed to be creating art. Sometimes you're supposed to be creating music. Sometimes you're supposed to be listening to music and simply singing. Funnel the energy. When it's time for you to actually use it in that way, don't worry. The universe will align appropriately, and your spine will be aligned, or whatever the case it may be. You'll be adjusted accordingly. But if it's not time for you to do that, it's not time. And there's also this pleasure of yourself, of you. That's all I'll say. Take that how you need to, but it's you. You can, take care of you. Saying, hello, beautiful. Hello. I was showing one of your videos to my mama. But understand, I want you to know, as someone who has experienced it and has a healthy relationship with that act, it's not the end. It's absolutely not the end. You absolutely can be on the other side and have healthy, beautiful relationships with people. And I said people because you have no idea what your love story is supposed to look like. You may be meant to love several people before you come to that love that is the love that lasts the rest of your life. Be open to your love journey. Let your intuition support you and see who's a part of your love story and who is not. Some people are part of your love story. Some people are part of your learning story. There are no bad choices. They're just prolonged detours. Okay. I need all of y'all to give yourselves hugs. Make sure you hug yourself. Know that I have hugged you. Make sure you've hugged yourself. Know that I've hugged you. If you are catching this at the end and you want to hear the whole thing, I did my locks. YouTube will have it up in a few, and so will Facebook. Once it finishes processing, it'll have it up in a few. But I also want to give gratitude for y'all holding space for me to do this. If you were here the whole time, thank you for holding space for me to do this. Oh, thank you so much for the badges. Thank y'all. Thank you so much for holding space for me, because this was not the easiest version of me doing this conversation. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate the roses, Lenore. Thank you. This was not the easiest expression of this conversation. Like, I've had this talk before, but this wasn't the easiest one. This wasn't the easiest one. Oh, thank you, Aisha. Thank you. Thank y'all for the roses. So thank you for holding space as I had to move through apparently emotions I did not know were still in my being. If you are on Facebook or anything and we're still friends after this, hey, good job. Thanks for not being a turd. Because I meant what I said. If you disagree, then unfollow me. If you disagree, then unfriend me. I meant that. I wasn't just saying it. I mean it. Mercury coming to clear some secrets revealed. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. I got to tell you this and I'm going to let y'all go. So most of y'all know, if you follow me, you know that I'm a psychic medium, oracle, and I do divination. And of course, I do myself. And I do this in the mornings. I normally do an energy check every day. So Medusa came up, said rage. I'm like, okay, go off. We're going to do that today. But I also got secrets revealed. And I just realized my siblings actually didn't know that this happened to me. Inbox me. I have some time available today if you want it today, and I have openings, all week. I do tarot divination and I do Ifa divination. And if you don't know, Ifa is Orisha. So if you want a traditional African divination, which I really enjoy doing, I enjoy all of them. But I really, really, really just inbox me, and I'll send you. Yep, I do Ifa divination, and they're only 100. It's an hour and a half session. You can ask minimum 2 questions, but in a good session, we can get 3 questions in there. And I'll be totally honest, have some tissue because I am prone to making people cry when I give them a reading. Sorry in advance, but it's simply because my intention is to tell you what your spiritual team has been trying to tell you, but you may not have been getting it. And there's always this knowing the moment it happens, there's this, and then you're emotional because, oh my God, like it'll bring so many things around full circle. So yeah, just inbox me. I got some time late this afternoon to do it. So just inbox me and I'll send you a link and then we can take it from there. We'll take it from there. But my sister didn't know. My sister was on YouTube a little while ago, and I just happened to look at her comment and realize my sister, like every instance that happened near or at my parents' house, I shielded them. So the one where the actual first assault took place in my house, my sisters were asleep. I'm the oldest, so they were asleep. I was up like dark 30 playing Super Mario Brothers because I'm a gamer and that's what we do. But they were asleep, and I only said no a few times, and then I just simply went quiet because I did not want my sisters to wake up. I did it to protect them. The one where the guy stalked me to my house and I led him there, and my dad and my uncles came out. Once again, they were in the back. They had no idea that this took place. I never really told anyone other than a few friends about the gang incident that I fought off. I didn't really tell anybody that. So my sister commented, she said, "Oh my God, I did not know that happened to you." And I realized she didn't. It really was kind of one of those things. I kind of kept it. I would talk about it, but not to my family. Like I kind of kept it like secret in that way. Huh. Okay. Huh. Well, there's that. Look at me coming out of the closet with the family. There we go. So yeah, I just had to share that because I just noticed it. But y'all do your inspired action, do your rituals to cleanse and everything. And if you do your inspired actions, I really would love if y'all inbox me and tell me that you did it. Because it just makes me feel good. I'm a teacher. And so if you do your homework, it makes me feel good as a teacher that you did your homework. So do your homework. And I'm going to go because I have to get my children dressed for their speech therapy. And yes, the polycystic ovarian syndrome it doesn't have me. I did manage to birth some kids. And yeah, they're pretty awesome in all sense of the words. So I'm gonna go be mommy now because they're way too quiet. Like they're like mad quiet. I can't hear nothing. I don't hear laughing, nothing. I gotta go see what part of my house is still standing. So y'all take care, be well. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for like 3,000, almost 4K likes. God dang, thank y'all. Thank you so much. Sending you all love and light. And thank you again for the gifts. I will wait. Oh no, is it Aisha or is it Ashia? First one or second one, because I don't like for people to butcher my name. And so I got to make sure I say your name correctly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will talk to you hopefully soon. Everyone else. Okay. There you go. Ashia. Okay, got you. And like I said, if you didn't catch it from the beginning, give YouTube and Facebook a minute. And y'all can watch the whole thing from there. Have a great day. Happy Tuesday. Go forth and honor your passions today.